this is what happened. At some point now it's time for these girls, because they're all dressed up, to get up and go next door to the club. Right? So he's sitting there for like 20 minutes or 50 minutes. I'm like standing with Hans on the other side of the bar. And finally, this girl starts making these kind of signals, like from across the way. This is her body language is going, okay, it was nice to talk to you. And we're going to go now. She's gathering her purse, and the girls are gathering their coats and their purses. Okay, it was really sweet talking to you, and thank you so much. That kind of body language, you feel it, right? You know what I'm talking about. And they got up, gathered the stuff. Now he becomes awkward because he's still got his drink, right? And so he's kind of like, she's turning to her friends now, and now he's still sitting there. So he now sees us. Oh, my friends are there, right? So he gets up and he's smiling. He walks past the girls like this, and he comes walking around the square bar to us, and he goes, "Hey guys, I'm in with that girl." And I said to him, "It's not good, brother. It's not good." He goes, "Well, no, it's great. It's great." And sure enough, these girls gathered the stuff up. We're standing there by the entrance now. And they come walking around the square bar like this, walking past us, and he's smiling at them as they're walking up to like this. He's smiling and he holds up his glass like this, and they're going like this, and they walk on by and filter out going to the club. And he said, "Well, what are you talking about? That was perfect. I'm in there, right? I'm in with this shit." No. You sat in there too long, you got in rapport mode, right? With three girls who were wanting to go out and show off and dance in the dance floor and be sequin dressed and be seen. Okay? So now, we go to the club too, because that was our plan too, right? So we go over there, and it's a crowded club that kind of circulates, the kind of bars that move around in a slow kind of moving circle. And sure enough, he's with us, with me and Hans, and the girls are over there, and they're at points in the evening, your paths cross, and they're going to the crowd like this, and they see him, they wave at him like this, and they keep going, right? All three. And he's like smiling and following them with his eyes and those kind of stuff, and trying to talk to her every time she went by, and they're out on the dance floor trying to dance and show off. They're pretty Polish girls showing off their new little dresses, and he's sitting there staring at her the whole time, and every time she'd catch his eye, he'd go like this sort of thing, right? To the point where they started to avoid us. You see what I mean? Because he got into this friend, nice guy, how long he lived in Poland, so you're a university student, that kind of energy. He got into that. If he would have just gone over there and said, "Hey girls, hi, hello, saying hi to pretty girls, Polish girls, I'm from France, and I like your sequin dresses, that's cool," and then left them, he could be that same guy all night. Because she was being sweet to him. But he interprets that as being, the girl likes me, but she was being sweet. And so, and if he would have just gone, like what we're talking about in the later videos, if he would have just done the Ars Amrata non-approach, it would have been powerful impact. Powerful, and she would look at him as this cool guy that is not going to hang around. You know what I mean? So she might, even if she likes the guy, here's one thing about women. Like, if guys go out to the bar, if us three guys went out to the bar, and in some city, and you met a girl, and you said to us, "Hey guys, this girl wants me to go back to her place," and you had the keys to our apartment, and you drove us there, and you have all the money and the credit cards for that, we'd still say, "Hey, don't worry about us. We'll take care of ourselves. You go. We shoot you out right." But women won't do that, even if they really like you. Right? This whole concept of isolating a girl and breaking her off from the herd, that might work in Las Vegas or someplace where the girls are there. "Hey, I'm not in my hometown. No one's going to know. Let's party," right? But in certainly in her own city, with her own social circle and bartenders that she sees all the time, and you're not going to break that girl off from the herd, even if she likes you, because she's got a reputation to maintain, and so she's going to stay with her group, and they're going to make sure. They're going to know, "Come on, you talked to her enough, let's go. We got to go to the next bar next door." So they're going to corner her off like this, but she's also going to follow that lead, even if she likes you. So what he did, and what guys constantly do, is try and isolate that girl, or try and get into this rapport mode and get to know all about her in those moments when she's out there to dance and be show herself off.
And so he wastes time, or he talks his way out of it.
You talk your way out of it. Yeah, really. I mean, that's what it is. Is you are essentially, when I'm talking to a girl I just met in a club or a lounge or party, I don't ask anything. I'm not interested in how many pets she has. I'm not interested in that. To me, is what you learn later. Right now, I'm just it's funny because I'll talk to a girl for 10 minutes at a house party, and guys will come up to me and say, "Well, what? We saw you talking to that girl, and you guys were laughing, and you're going back and forth. And what did you talk to her for 10 minutes about?" And for years, I'm going, I don't know, right? But I know now what it is, because years later I thought, well, what is it really? What am I really saying? And the only thing I'm saying to the girl I just met, like the Polish girl, is I'm just saying the same thing over and over and over again, which is, wow, I never saw you before. I was over there with my friends, and now I'm talking to you because you look fantastic. Who are you, and how come I've never seen you before? And why are you not my girl? So all I'm saying in different phrasing and different is repetition of that. Of course, you should be my girl. Yeah, I don't live in Poland, but yeah, you should come travel with me. You should come wander the earth with me. Why not? I don't have any girlfriends right now in Poland, and you're the first girl I met. That kind of thing is over and over and over and over again. After 10 minutes, I barely know her name. Because I'm having this fun little conversation. I don't know about her parents and her, she lived in her university. That to me is immaterial to a girl I just met. That's immaterial. That's for the girl that's with me the next day or starts to be included in my life in some way. Then I want to know everything about her. Then I'm massively curious. I want to know, tell me everything. Because that's my girl. All I'm saying to her over and over and over and over again, a girl I just met, are you my girl? Because it sure looks like it to me. You just don't know it yet, right? It feels like it. I've looked at all these girls over here. I've talked to that girl and that girl and that girl. You sure look like my girl. Do you feel that too? That's all I'm saying, over and over and over again.
And so, can we make a distinction that you're not going over there trying to cause attraction or create attraction?
Yeah, the long-winded point of this is you cannot create attraction. You can amplify it by your mannerisms and you're being sweet, for instance. You're being a gentleman, for instance. You can amplify and say, "Whoa, this guy's great," or a good listener, for instance. You listen to her. You can amplify it, but you can't create it out of thin air. And this is why the whole concept of men cold calling on women, which is like picking up the phone, "Hey, I've got some real estate to sell. Hey, I've got some real estate to sell. Dial, dial, dial," right? That's a numbers game. And somebody will buy that real estate if you do it long enough. And if you went out into a club, if a guy went out into a club and went up to girl after girl after girl after girl and said this, "You know what? I have not had sex in a year, and I just met you. I have not had sex for a year, and that is a great thing I would like to have tonight." Something like that. If you just said, "I haven't had sex for a year," and maybe one of these girls here, maybe some girl's gonna want to give me that gift. If you said that to 100 girls, someone will say yes. Right? It becomes a numbers game. So if you're approaching, stopping girls in the street, approaching, you're going to get somebody that likes your smell, right? And or is just feeling a little frisky, or is just just bored. You're going to get somebody that's going to respond. That's the way it goes, right? But you can't create attraction out of thin air. You cannot do it. If you're not chemically compatible with her, there's nothing you can do. And women have told it to me like this. This is not men teaching me. This is women teaching me this. I've sat at the knee of women my entire life, and I've done nothing but trying to understand the way the minds and hearts of women work. And a woman told me this. Told me this 20 years ago, and I've said it to women since then, and they go, "It's true. I never even thought of it, but it's true." Which is this: women have what she called back then, 25 years ago, a hover test. She called it the hover test. I said, "What's a hover test?" She said, "If every guy I meet could be the boss of my new job, could be a guy, my brother's friend, every guy that comes toward me and shakes my hand and says, "Hi, I'm so and so," I subconsciously, not even on purpose, I subconsciously try to get an image of him hovering over me, the hover test. And if I can picture him hovering over me, like in that kind of a position, hovering over me, then he has a chance. And other women have told me that when they first meet a guy, they try and picture themselves kissing him. And if they can get the image of if they can imagine kissing him, hey, if things line up, he's got a chance. If they can't imagine it, there's nothing he can do.
If you can put it in a nutshell, what is the root or the few root causes of approach anxiety?
Well, for sure, it's. I mean, the root causes of this whole thing, and the whole point of what I've been trying to make in this whole video this whole time, is that the guys think they have to perform in some way. They have to be on. You hear this a lot. I have to get in state. I have to somehow get myself in state before I can, right? And how do you maintain state? And it's a big giant burden, and it's too much work. I'm too lazy for that, like to have to like always be on. And so guys think they have to, the reason that they don't go and approach, for instance, is because they think they have to be excellent. And they don't know if they have what it takes to be excellent. And so they don't do it. And I've been saying for years, you don't have to be excellent, you just have to be interesting. You just have to show up.
So Zan, is there a better way?
I will say this. I am convinced that the Ars Amrata non-approach approach, which is what we call it, the non-approach approach, is the best way. Now, I'm not saying if you don't go approach, if you go approach 100 women, cold call them on the street, you might marry one of them. I'm not saying that that's not going to be an effective thing for you. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying for a lot of guys, it's a lot of effort and a lot of time, and there's an easier way. It's a calmer, more natural way that fits. It's more natural for the rhythm of men already. It's a more natural way than that anxiety of like fighting and pushing and getting up your nerve and going there and turning around dejected. There's an easier way. And we'll address that in the next video when we'll talk about it in greater depth.